Alright guys, so I got here with another quick video. It's been a while since we actually made a nice video, so I figured it'd be a perfect time to do like a walk around of my car since there's so much done to it. So let's start with the front wheels. These are actually 18 by 9.5. They're actually eBay wheels, Aodhan Racing. I got them for steel. I figured I'd pick these up. So these are my second aftermarket set of wheels. These are the first, which these are 19 by 9.5. So yes, these are 1 inch bigger in the back, which hopefully when I do drift, I was going to swap these and do the 19s on the front and do the 18s in the back, due to the fact that it's cheaper to replace 18-inch tires than to replace 19s. But of course, with the camber wear, balance out in price. But so far, so just going around. So those are the wheel specs. They are wrapped on, again, cheap tires. I would say they're probably about maybe $50 a tire. I would say the size would be 235 45 in the front. 225 40 18s in the front, and the back. These are. I don't know if we can even see it. It's on the side. 225 35 19s in the rear. So those are the tire specs I'm running. I have a 30mm spacer in the rear. In the front, I have 2 spacers. I am running a 10mm spacer and a 15mm spacer. Sorry, it's been a while since I've done this, so you're gonna have to work with me. Depending on how this video comes out, I may make another one, but I figured the way the car is set up, I was gonna take a few pictures, and it'd be nice to do a nice walk around and show you guys, you know, the car itself. So of course, everybody's gonna look at the wide body itself. This is the version 1 Monster Service wide body. Of course, I wanted to do something different. I call this car a GENISSAN and not a Genesis, because I kind of wanted a Japanese car. So I never got to have a 350Z or a 240, so I figured this would be my extent of it. So I made my own version of what I would think would be a Hyundai Nissan car. And this is what I have come up with so far, and I'm still changing things the way I want it to look like. But these are pieces of different. So now the side skirts itself these are a Duraflex GT side skirts. I really like them. Of course, my car is very low to the ground, so it does rub a little bit, so I have little cracks in the fiberglass here and a little rubbing here, but they do look really nice and they make the car stand out. Of course, this car is not the same color, so I haven't wrapped it yet or painted it yet or figured out what I was going to do. I have a few options coming up, but this would be another stepping stone. So this is set on CX Racing coilovers. A lot of people hate them. They had a lot of bad reviews. I can't complain for the price I got them. I paid $500 for it. So it definitely got me very far. So this car pretty much came stock to me. Only thing that was done to it when I got it, it had this aftermarket grill. So I would not know the name of that. And I want to say that was it. When I did get it, I went to SFR to get a can tune. That's why I have the SSR sticker on the corner. So this does have a can tune of that. But with the big turbo, I had to have bigger injectors, so I did have to mod it myself. But I will bring it back there to get custom tuned again, hopefully soon. That's why I just haven't been. I've been waiting, and that's when I installed the clutch. So now I'm breaking in. I have to put 500 miles on this clutch to break it in. This is a Spec 3, a Spec Stage 3 clutch, and it's a 6-puck clutch. So I'm still breaking it in. I installed it. If you're not, you can watch my videos. I'll put a link in the description. So pretty much when I got this car, yes, it did show that it was aftermarket. It did have some aftermarket mods onto it, but it looked like the previous owner returned it all to stock. when he sold it, it definitely seemed like it had an aftermarket exhaust on it, but when I got it, it had the stock exhaust. So when I got this car, it was pretty much all stock, and I did everything to myself. Of course, with the help of a few friends along the way, but yes, it did have aftermarket spark plugs. When I went to JF SFR, he told me there were aftermarket spark plugs, but they were incorrect. They were actually out of an Evo 10 spark plug, which would be definitely too high. If I'm not mistaken, I'm not too sure, but it definitely had like a spitter or something like that. So when I went with the step 1 colder plugs, it definitely helped a long way. Quick revving, got rid of the sputter under low on RPM, definitely made a change. So of course I added these. These are just some universal lips. I went ahead and cut my rear diffuser. I wasn't replacing them with an aftermarket one. I kind of like the open look. Soon, hopefully, I want to install a jack mount. I'm going to do some type of custom jack mount so I can jack my car up when I go to the track. This is a DND Racing exhaust, turbo back exhaust. Has a depot downpipe, depot O2 housing, I believe. Everything is just custom on this car, so it definitely has a custom exhaust. I took out the muffler. I took out the resonator that came with the CNT. I got this as a first version of the CNT, so I got this as a discount. It was brand new. I got this for $350. It was a catback. At the time, this was the first version they had, and I guess the tips weren't all aligned correctly. And of course, they made out a second version, but they were getting these, letting these go very cheap. So I snagged one up. A lot of people don't like the single side. I'm a single side guy. I only like one tips. Even my truck only has a one tip. I like to keep it that way. Some people do the two dual. It's okay, but you know, I like just a one exhaust. One, so if anything does rub, you don't have to worry about replacing two exhausts. This also saves you money there too. I went ahead and filled in the Hyundai symbol. There's an indent. I just didn't finish this up. I kind of got lazy. I gotta sand that down, so don't worry about that. Of course, we got an eBay lip, ducklip. Tail lights are all stock. Just painted in red. Of course, now let's go to the interior. I just want to stop the video just to give you guys a heads up. Now, this car is a toy to me, so it does get used periodically as a daily. Probably never. I usually just drive on the weekends or so when I want to go out. So I don't do much detailing and stuff like that. So inside it does look a little homey. And that's just due to the fact that I just throw stuff in it. I had it in my garage for a long time, so I stacked up a lot of stuff in the car to save space. But as you can see behind me, the thing has bride seats. Pretty much stock so far. I do have a handbrake that I got installed. A DND Racing seat, a steering wheel that is a quick release, so that does come out. Again, I did say this is a GENISSAN, and I have race equipped straps, which I do have the harness bar. I got a custom make, and again, you can see all the garbage. So this car is half gutted, which I am keeping the carpets in it just because I like to keep the warmth. The back seats are removed, so you can see straight to the trunk where I have more totes and stuff like that. Yeah, so that's pretty much the outside. So under the hood, I have a front mount intercooler from ISR. I have a CX Racing top mount manifold that I had to modify. I also have a Arashi turbo, which is the same stock manifold flange, but a 20G turbo. A BK2 injectors. I want to say that's about it. I could be forgetting anything, but I mean, it's very simple. I want to keep this car somewhat fun to drive it, drift it daily if I wanted to, but I kind of like the low stance. But even though I will be raising it Probably almost an inch or so for the track, just because it's maybe 1.5 to 2 inches for the track, just because it's sitting a little low. But I like the stance. Most likely if I do raise it, I probably will drive it more, but this car is a ticket magnet, so I usually just let it sit for most of the time.